Hey, what's up, social media family? I just came out of a early morning prayer session and I heard this word in my spirit, which was phenomenal. But then what God did after that really got me excited. Then I felt that the Lord wanted me to encourage some people. So just got out of prayer. I'm going to end up developing this into probably like a message. But I always love coming on and just presenting it raw right after I get something like this. I was in there just seeking the Lord in our sanctuary early this morning, and I heard one word, and I heard it loud and clear, and it was the word create, okay? You know, it was a cool word, create. The Lord's kind of been speaking to me over the past few months about creating different things. Everything that my wife and I do, we create, from ministries to businesses. We just, we're creative people. And apostolic, prophetic, hear a word, build the word, hear a word, build the word. But then as I kept praying, the Lord started showing me different meetings that I was going to have in the future with different people. Some with our family, some with different ministers, some with different business people. And he just started like laying out these meetings that I'm supposed to plan. And then all of a sudden the Lord started just highlighting stories in the Bible. And he just started showing me about walls that were built, an ark that was built, all of this stuff. Even I was reminded of the sewage system that was built in the Bible. God is so creative. He has a design and a plan for everything. And as I kept praying, the Lord started speaking to me about how many people are setting on prophetic words from Him, creative ideas, dreams, visions from the Lord that are actually for the future. Okay, now listen, two things. One, they need to be done for God's purpose for the future. A lot of people's finances are tied to these visions that He wants you to do. Okay? I was, as an apostle, I'm the apostle over a lot of different people who have ministries and churches. And some of the churches are larger churches. And recently I've had some people tell me like, hey, we are downsizing our staff for financial reasons and financial things. But also we've noticed that as we've, lessened our staff, we really haven't lost anything. Not that the people weren't valuable, that I actually think you can run and operate ministries with less staff, and there's a lot of people that have these huge staffs, and then when they start downsizing, they realize that to maintain what you have, you didn't quite need as many. Had a buddy of mine call me one day just distraught, and he said, Joe, I've been with this company, this organization for years, and the company came in and said, hey, we're going to downsize by 15%. And my friend said, I've been here for 20 years. I'm safe. No, everybody that was cut had been there 15 years or longer. Okay, you can figure out why they cut them. Okay, they were going in a fresh new direction. They didn't want any, seasoned veterans, and then also they get closer towards that retirement age. And so he said, now what do I do? And I said, you create. You bless that company verbally for employing you 15, 20 years, but now you create what's in your heart. He said, it's funny you say that because I have so much in my heart, but I just didn't want to do it. And I said, well, now your back's against the wall. You have to do it. And so what you have to realize is whenever God puts something in your heart, quit looking at it as it was something like an option, an opinion, a thought. God doesn't sit around in heaven and go, I'm going to give this person just a good thought. I'm just going to give them my opinion to see if they want to do it. No. When He speaks, He chose you out of everybody on the planet to carry out. Every book that I've written, God wanted me to write that book. It was designed by God. He spoke to me, so I carried it out. You see a lot of people in life who create amazing businesses. They may not even be believers, but I do believe God gave them a vision. He gave them a dream. I've seen people who claim to be atheists. And they're like, I had a dream one night of this business. It was the most just amazing, miraculous, majestic dream. And then you're like, that was God. But he knew that person had the tenacity to push through and do it, okay? Why do a lot of worldly people succeed? Because they rely on their God-given talent and ability 100%. What if the children of God worked like it all depended on them and prayed like it all depended on God? That right there would be supernatural success. But a lot of people want God to do everything and they want to be lazy. You know, God's not calling lazy people right now. He doesn't call you, say, here, I want to give you an idea and I'm going to do 90% of it and you just kind of work 30 minutes a day and I'm going to provide everything that you need in life. That's not what the Bible teaches, okay? The Bible talks about a work ethic. If a man doesn't work, a man doesn't eat, okay? Everybody wanting free money, that's not biblical. People are wanting success and not doing the work. That's not biblical, okay? God will bless and multiply your efforts, but you got to be creative in this season. I know so many people in the church world and in the business world that all of a sudden they're caught off guard. They lost a job. They lost something happened. A new law was put in place. A corporation is downsizing. A corporation got bought out. A corporation. I know a bunch of guys that work at this one factory, and all of a sudden they were calling me scared one day, and I said, "What happened?" They said, "Man, they got this new technology that can do the work of 3 men, flawless, no mistakes, and the price they paid for the machine will basically be paid for back in 2 years if they release 3 guys, and it has a 5-year warranty. So for 3 years, this corporation can have a machine that doesn't pay 3 men for 3 years. Now, it may work longer than that, but that's why it's under warranty." And so they were like, we're starting to lose our jobs. And so what you got to understand is the world is changing. Innovation is changing. You got to create, because when you create something God has called you to do, it's yours. It's yours and God's. And people can't take that away because it's yours. You know, if you start a ministry and you're John Doe and it's John Doe's ministry, that's between you and God. That's your ministry. It's there. I've been a part of a ministry, built a ministry, spent years building it, and the head pastor came in and said, "Hey, your time here is done." Okay, they're the head pastor. What they say goes. My time's done. But see, there was no Joe Joe Dawson Ministries. I was just a ministry under a church. And then 8 or 10 years, I was removed. But I never created anything for myself. You're working in a nice business. Now, when I was a little kid, people would, go get a job at the post office, at this factory, at this mill, at this company, at this place or this place, and work there for 40 years and retire. You don't see that many people retiring anymore. You know, I was talking to a gentleman the other day, 70 years old, great guy, and he said, "Joe, I've always worked hard, but I've never worked in the same job for over 8 years because things were always changing." But this guy never created anything for himself. Therefore, at 70, doesn't have anything in ministry or business. He's worked in both. He's created nothing. What are you going to do with what God has inside of you? What God has put inside of you? Has He put in a business? Has He put in a vision? Has He put in books? What has He put inside of you? Okay? That's what I want to know. What has He put inside of you? And what are you going to do with it? Don't ever get caught off guard by the world. This video is a warning to you. Don't ever get caught off guard. I can't tell you how many people message me just, on all of our videos, we offer prayer at the end. And I love praying for people. But how many people frantically message me, email me, because they're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, even 80 years old. I had somebody 92 message me the other day, and they don't know what to do because something happened. Listen, the world changes, and it's changing at a faster pace than you could ever imagine. Is that scary? To some people, but to the people that create, you can jump in on technology and with innovation, and you can build quicker than you've ever built before. Ever before. You can do it. And so I want to encourage you today to create. Create what God has put inside of you. You know, my wife and I have a mentoring. It's called Mentoring with Joe Joe Dawson. I do one-on-one mentoring, and I put people on a group page, the people that want to do it. And the thing is, we're helping people to create what God has put inside of them. I have a mentor that I talk to a few times a month that helps me to create everything God has called me to do. And so you need to lean into this word about creating. And you know, a lot of people want to create extra finances to support the next generation of their family. Some people want to create finances to support third world missions or orphanages or battered women's shelters, or when people are rescued from sex trafficking, to have a place for them to help, fund. A lot of people like to write checks to different ministries and ministers, nonprofit organizations. A lot of people like to create businesses to employ a lot of different people to provide. You know, God has given us all something to create. And that's what this word is about. And so I'm going to get off of here and I'm going to go create everything God has called me to. But hey, if you want to know about our mentoring, there's a lot of good people offering mentoring, but we offer mentoring. A lot of people do. And also we offer health coaching. You can, join our health program, and then also you can coach. Therefore, you can have your own business, side income, income replacement, whatever you choose for it to be. But listen, there's a lot of opportunities out there. Go find you some opportunities and move in them. Be creative. Our God is creative. You are creative. Okay? Love y'all. If you want prayer, go to the website, joejoedawson.net. Go to the contact button, hit it. Send me a prayer request. I would love to pray for you to help push you forward in the Spirit to do all God has called you to do.